Do you want to level up your clients? Do you want to go up to higher and higher level clients that pay you, obviously, more and more money? If that's what you're after, then we're going to go into how to position up. I've got a question that came in from Paulo Pinto. You know, that's the American pronunciation. Maybe it's Paulo Pinto. I don't know, because I can't pronounce anything, even in English. But we're going to go into Paulo's question, which is really good. So let's get right into it. I got my laptop right here to read it. Paulo asks, how do you speak to each client stack if they have different expectations? Should I focus on becoming an expert for the higher stack? The short answer is yes. You do want to become an expert for that higher stack because you can serve the higher stack and you can still serve the lower stack. If your expertise is not good enough for the higher stack, you can only serve a lower stack of clients. For everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about when it comes to client stacking, I've got a video linked right up here, down in the description below. Check it out. It's called Client Stacking. It's one of the best ways for any agency to level up. See, client stacking is all about going to the next level, doing something that is valuable to a bigger company or a company that can get the most value from what it is that you do. It's not about becoming like a brain surgeon in what you do, where you have to be the world-renowned expert at this thing down to the granular level, because that's not what business actually cares about. Business cares about results, and if you can get results for bigger accounts, then those accounts are going to pay you more money. It's easy, simple. So here's how we do it. We position ourselves up. Positioning up is about taking what you're doing today and making the most of it. You make your case studies look amazing. You make your messaging dialed in to the bigger account so that when you do land your very first bigger account in your next client stack, when you land that one, that becomes your entire marketing message. You never speak about the lower ones ever again. So what we're doing is we're taking the case studies from our lower stack, we're making them look presentable and attractive to a larger account, where they're like, oh yeah, those companies, I don't know them, they seem like they did a pretty good job, we want something similar for us, and then we'll take a chance on you, come do a project for us. And then from that point on, we start positioning ourselves upwards. And as soon as you're successful with that bigger account, then that becomes your case study. You want to start hiding, not just completely delete them, but just kind of put them off to the side, those other lower case studies, the things that you did smaller success stories on. And we want to focus on the bigger success stories. And if you ever get a dream account, one with a great brand name, I had a client who had Disney as one of his clients, and he had the legal right from Disney, had permission to use Disney in his marketing, and he wasn't doing it. Like, how crazy is that? You have a dream account. You want to get more companies like Disney, you need to be able to tell people, here's a case study that we did for Disney. Like, that's amazing. So maybe you're nowhere near working for Disney yet. Okay, so you're working on, say, websites for roofers, because that's what Contractor Dynamics was doing a few years ago. And at one point, we had landed our largest account at $18 million per year. Okay, that may sound like a fairly large account to some of you. It's an $18 million a year company. In construction, that's a really small kind of company. After that, we only talked about $20 million and up companies. Sure, we didn't exactly hit 20 million, but we rounded up a little bit. Only $2 million, right? It's a little bit. We rounded up to 20 million, and from that point on, our messaging was 20 million and up. That's who we serve. Did that mean we turned away the smaller accounts? No, we still took them. We still took those smaller accounts. But what we did is we shifted Who talked to those smaller accounts? The founder, Joe, no longer spoke to those smaller accounts. It was only our other team members who went through the process of landing those accounts and taking care of those accounts, doing the account management. Joe no longer did that. He focused on what was now our new stack, our new whale. Previously our whales before that were like $10 million a year companies. Well, now we're trying to hit 20 million and up within a very short amount of time by changing our messaging to being a $20 million and up serving company. We started getting some that were at 30 million, 60 million. We even landed an $80 million account and a $100 million account. How awesome is that? Simply by speaking the right language to the right group of people, we were able to start attracting the types of people that we wanted. Now look at who is your biggest account. How big in revenue are they? Are they a good account? Do you really like working with them? Are they giving you work that you would like to continue to do? If so, make a killer case study. Awesome graphics, awesome pictures. Just make it pretty. Make it in a blog post, make it into a video, make it into a PDF. Make this thing amazing. Then, in all your marketing and all your advertising, you start dropping the hint that, when we were working with this $10 million a year company, this $10 million a year company X, this $10 million company, we did Y. You start saying those things. And then as soon as you get the next client that's higher than that $10 million a year in revenue figure, then that becomes your next messaging. If they're doing, say, 15 million or 20 million, you start saying, with this $20 million a year company, we did these things. With this $20 million a year company, we achieved X. You start using that in all of your marketing. It's sort of like name dropping. But instead of dropping the name of a company that people don't really know, no one knew the names of the companies we were working with because there's tens of thousands of construction companies in the United States and lots of them do $10 million or more. So they didn't know the names of these particular companies. But as soon as we got into the bigger realms where those people were known, it really helped us position. So what you're doing with your name dropping is you're revenue dropping. You're telling people, these are the kind of companies that we work with. When you do that, it starts positioning you upwards so that people can understand your expertise does fit with my needs or likely fits with my needs, because you've done that work with someone else previously. And remember, we don't talk about the smaller ones after that. We don't need to turn them away because, we still got to pay the bills, right? We don't want to turn them away, but instead of you doing it, what you should do is hand the account over to a junior member of your team and let that person handle the smaller accounts. Learn how to close an account. Your account manager should be able to close business. So you should send that over to your other junior members so that you can be seen as the go-to person for these higher stacked clients. Cool? Hopefully you found this valuable, and if you did, hit that like button. And if you really found it valuable, you like the idea of client stacking, you like the idea of positioning up, then share this video out to your friends and family and anyone that you could possibly know. And I will see you in the next video. Get myself centered. Oh, all right. You're like Jesus. Oh. Oh, before you go, check out this video on client stacking. It will help you with this idea of positioning up, where we're going to stack from whatever client level we're at to a much higher level so that we can increase our revenue, increase our profits, and have an amazing agency. All right, we're done.